Hello guys, welcome to another video on daily algorithm. And in this video we are going to solve the problem valid palindrome. All right guys, so it says given a string which is str, can you write a method that will return true if it is a palindrome and false if it is not? If you recall, a palindrome is defined as a word or phrase or sequence that read the same backward as forward. I want you to underline this part. So it says read the same backward and forward. Okay, this is it here. This is very important. Read the same backward and forward. So a palindrome is a word that you can read from from the front, and you can also read it from the back. So and it's going to be the same. So you can see race car, for example. So this word here, race car, so you can read it from the front is race car, and you can also read it from the back. It is called race car. So that is actually clear. All right, so if I scroll down again, and you can see I've already explained the example here. You can see because this can be read from the front to the back and from the back to the front, so we should return true. So if the word cannot, like this one, cannot, we should just return false. Okay, good. So we have the constraint here, which is the length of the given string is 100,000. Is less than or equal to 100,000, and the string will consist of the ASC characters. All right, some or all. So the expected time complexity of this is the big O of n, and the expected space complexity is the big O of 1, which is the constant time. So all right guys, let us look at this solution. So I'm going to copy everything and go to my VS Code, and I am going to create a file. So I'm going to create a file called palindrome.py. I hope I spell it correctly. Okay, good. So all right, so let me expand this. Okay, and separate key more space. All right, so the first thing I want to do is there's a pattern I use, which is the 2-pointer approach in one of my video. I think either the first or the second one. I'm going to use the same approach here. All right, so the first thing I will do is I want to convert the string to lowercase so that my comparison will be accurate. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to convert it to a list, as in an array, and remove the space. So I'm going to do str list, then convert it to a list, which will be s, and I want to replace every white space character. Okay, so dot replace x and y. So I'm going to replace this as what is a built-in keyword. So if there's a space, it should be replaced with no space. You can see there's a white space here. It should be replaced with no space. So I have removed every space from the element. Okay, so next thing I want to do is to start my 2-pointer. So the first pointer will be 0, and the other pointer, which is the end, will be the length of the list, which is the str list minus 1. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to use a while loop. So I'm going to do while the start is less than the end. Oh, sorry about this. Okay, so why this is happening, so why this is happening, why the start is less than the end, I want to get every element in the list and compare it together. So I want to get like element 1 starting from the head of the list to the end of the list. So I would like to do that. So I'm going to do element 1 will be equals to the str list of start. Okay, of start. Then okay, let me duplicate this. Then element 2 will be the str list of end. So for us not to end up in infinite loop, we should increment this. Okay, but let me compare this first. So I'm going to do if element 1 is not equal to element 2. Okay, so all we just need to do is to return false. We just want to return false straight away. Okay, but if it is, this is where we need to increment the value of start, right, which is the start point plus equals to 1, and we need to decrement the value of n. Okay, so for this we will not end up in infinite loop. So if every item in the list has been compared and all the elements are actually the same, so we should just return true. Okay, so I believe this will work. Okay, good. So let me run this code. I'm going to run this code. Expand my terminal. So it says run 4 tests. Okay, so you can see the 4 tests are okay. All right. Let me copy this and put it in the platform. So I'm going to run the code. Yes, awesome. All right, this works. So now, what is the time and space complexity of this code? Okay, so if we look at this, right, so because we are doing a while loop, the time complexity will be O of n. Okay, let me write that here. So we have O of n time. We have O of n time. And the space complexity. Okay, I think they expected the constant space. Okay, they expected the constant space. But because of what we are doing here, which is the string, we're converting the string to a list. So this list, I believe, is doing, yes, it's an iteratable. So it's doing every item. It's actually looping through every item under the hood. So this is O of n space. This is O of n space. Okay, so if you are still wondering about the big O notation, I have a whole lot of series about the big O of time and space complexity. You can actually check my YouTube channel, the playlist, or I will just put it in the video description. All right, so for this, okay, let us run it in debug mode and let us see how it is working under hood. So I'm going to put my breakpoint here and I'm going to debug. Okay, so I'm going to run. Okay, I'm going to run. Then let me bring this down. So I'm going to step in. Okay, so you can see the first step here. Let me expand this so that we can see. I'm converting this item to a list. So you can see this is the string, right? This is the incoming string. So a Santa lived in the devil, blah blah blah. So I want to convert it to a list and replace every space in it. Now, if you look at this, you'll see, I think it's here, I can still show you here. Yes, you can see every item has been converted to a list and the space has been removed. Okay, so if I go to next, so we're setting the start and end. So the end is 24, which you can see here, and the start is 0. So while start is less than end, we're setting, we're getting the element, right? So you can say A. Then we'll compare the value of A. So we are comparing it from the end and the start. Okay, sorry about this. So we're comparing it from the end and the start. Then you can see this is what A and this is what also A. So if I go to step in more, so it goes to the next else statement, which is the else block, and it increments the value of start and decrement the value of end. So it goes again in this loop to compare every item. So you can see this is the same and it continues until both are not the same, return false. So but if this condition is not met, we just have to return true. All right, guys. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to see you in another video. Please ensure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in another video.